Well, looking at national unity this time, we are going to be looking at a different perspective this time, where there is no peace. And definitely you cannot be talking about a national unity. When you talk about peace, you're talking about last week, the whole nation was agog with the announcement of the names of new service chiefs by the presidents and chief of the armed forces as President Muhammadu Buhari. So let me just rephrase the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he announced brand security personnel that will be taking over, or rather who have taken over from those who have already been retired from the service. We saw at the weekend the Chief of Army Staff was pulled out from service here in the nation's capital. And then there was this other appointment that most Nigerians at the beginning were raising eyebrows as the appointment of the National Security Advisor. Before now, the former National Security Advisor was a military personnel, and so many were of the opinion that we should continue in that. That's very transitory and see how we can get things working. But analysts in a few days later, we are able to put both men on the table and analyze why should we have a repeat of military men handling issues of intelligence gathering, even though we know that they are also trained both on the field and intelligence gathering. So this morning we shall be looking at the appointment of Nuhu Ribadu as the National Security Advisor and other security issues. I have two gentlemen in the studio with me. I'll start from my far right. He is Engineer Mohammed Abdul Karim. He is a regular guest in the studio. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, close to me is Garros, also analyst. Dr. Garros is a security expert also, and he will be sharing more light on this topic. You was here last week and we couldn't go beyond just the service chief, but this time around, I think we have much time to talk about it. Now, let me begin with you. A policeman in charge of intelligence gathering in Nigeria. What is the catching point there for we to have a difference from what we used to have military men handling that position?
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning. It's a very good one because in the military there's something we call IS. The IS means internal security. So any internal security person who is supposed to quick response and quick intelligence must be a policeman or DSS. Because those people, they have a convenience with the civilian almost all the time. Military is supposed to remain in the barrack. There's a country when you go, you cannot even see a military in uniform. You can see them, if you want to see them, you go to their barrack. But to see them moving in the street, it is not an easy, unless if something happens. So by right, during Babangida, the former IG Yusuf, who is late now, he was a to Babangida, security advisor. Also, during Abacha, Gorozo is there, and he delivered. What we need is somebody who can do the job for us now. We don't need other retired military or no retired military. Let me come up. 99, we are there. After Sarki Mutar, Abdullahi, Patri Aziza, Sambut Dasuki, then before Mangono. Okay, the last one before they attacked that rail, there's a place they hit on the rail lane. And they remove it. And they invited, they tell the security, they inform the security they want to see it. He also there, and even the Minister of Transport. That was early one. That is to tell you they are testing that actually it will peel out, and then more peel out, they can be able to stop that train. That day is the day we're supposed to put security inside at least a plateau, inside a train, so that those who will be escorting the train, they will put people like the whole company or two company along the route with armor car, at least shield car or more, so that they can be able to move by that route directly on that rail, because they are targeting that rail land. This thing might has not happened because after that operation, they stay for 3 hours and put people inside posts and water away with them. We cannot get them. And then how many school children they carry? There's something they call early warning, and you have a lock. Local government is supposed to have 774 local government is supposed to have a reporter every day. That reporter will report to you and they will give it to the NSA. The NSA will take it to the prison where we have problem. Not until when it happens before we go and deploy. If they kill somebody and you deploy battalion or the whole brigade, it is nonsense. Because already what they're supposed to do, they have done and they go with the people. And you will be chasing them and you don't know where they are. When you pray, that is why when you go for attack, after you attack, you dig a trench. And you remain inside the trench, you defense.
Yeah, you're going into full details of the operational, what the military is expected to do after intelligence gathering. But let me give Karim the opportunity for you to also speak on the appointment, whether you share in the same view that we should have a policeman there or military man. Is there any comparison when it comes to issue of intelligence gathering in terms of security personnel appointed for that position?
Thank you very much. By the law, officers from the Nigerian police, the state, the DSS, likewise the military, any of within the arms of government can head Office of National Security Advisor. In brief, before now, long ago, we used to have Office of National Security Advisor from the Nigerian police. This is a special branch of the police as at then. Sometimes ago, there was even a portfolio Umaru Shinkafi had as at that time, heading the internal security and the alliance of this nation. Furtherly, in 1980, President Shehu Shagari, a democratically elected president, made Dr. Shuaibu Bukar as a security advisor. In 1983, he appointed Professor Said Galadinchi, who succeeded Professor Dr. Bukar. And who are these people? They are all special advisors and civilians. Further comes to the military. Then, in 1984, when General Muhammadu Buhari was the then military head, it was the NSO and S2 NSO and the most outstanding Ambassador Laura Rafindadi, who headed the NSO, National Security Organization. In 1990, after Buhari was ousted, General Ibrahim Babangida appointed, although he disbanded the NSO because they indicted him sometimes while he was Chief of Army Staff, likewise almost the cabinet then. He came up with that, he came up and appointed the former IG, Alhaji Gambo Jimeta. Gambo Jimeta headed there not until in 1993 when he brought in Samaila Momong, who ran the same affairs, ran the office up till 1993. After the exit of Shonekon, Abacha continued with him. And that was how it came. Started experiencing more of military in the, as National Security Advisor from 1999 to date. But for me, I don't see anything wrong in the appointment of a police general or any of its equivalent in the outfit. Remember, the security itself, when General Babangida created the DSS, Asada, he created other two agencies, the Defense Intelligence Agency, saddled with the responsibility for dictating and preventing crime in military nature, both within and outside Nigeria, military nature. Now, the State Security Service, SSS, was created with a mandate to dictate equally, prevent the security within the nation, internal security. Then we now have the Nigeria Intelligence Agency, which is the NIA. This NIA equally is saddled with the responsibility of Nigerian security externally without military nature. So you can see clearly with this, the police, what is the problem in the world? The whole problem we're having around in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, mostly based on internal security. Example, In Africa, so many separatist groups. In the Amazon region, there are separatists. Here in Nigeria, we have the IPOP separatist group.
Okay, now let's look at it from this angle. Nuhu was the pioneer chairman of the FCC, and then he retired as an AIG. Now, if you're going to put side by side his function as chairman, how does that relate to national security? Then he was going after those who were presumed to have been corrupt, have stolen from the country's treasury.
Okay, thank you very much. He is a trained police officer and has grown through ranks to be AIG of police. Clearly, anyone in Nigeria saw how he fought heavily on our anti-graft and how people on the issue of corruption. In the police. Throughout the Oputa panel, during the Oputa panel, he was a prosecuting police officer. So by action and by intelligence, he worked the appointment. Usually the problem with security almost everywhere in the world, local aggression. The security aggression is internal. Worrying factors, separatist groups, political factions. These are what our problems are, including cyber security. So being a police officer is a very, very good one. It's a very, very good choice to handle the security affair of the nation. Remember, it's only spearheading on behalf of the president.
All right, let me come to you. You were initially talking about the Kaduna train attack, where we understand that there was intelligence before that attack happened, but I think the issue we had there was nobody responded to that earlier call that something may happen on that railway. Now, looking at the previous administration in intelligence gathering, in tackling some of these security challenges, just like Abdulkarim mentioned, what would be your assessment? Do you think they did well in utilizing intelligence to tackle some of those security challenges?
No, Mangoro did not tackle any intelligence while he was there at the NSA. My reasons goes this way. How many times do they attack and you see him there? Even from where he comes from in the Borno, and they have the highest there, because that man will know where he comes from, is where we have more problem with Boko Haram. And Marte, does he go there and sympathize with those people, tell them this is what happens?
But must you be on ground?
Yeah, as a special advisor on security, you must have to go there and see what happens. You cannot sit down here and you tell me on paper. I happen to be, look, when we are in, during Ecomoc in Liberia, I said Bikana, Congo Town, Magidi, Bikana, on some other Sano, almost the whole country, Liberia. But the government, the central government, the special advisor to that president, he always go with anywhere Ecomoc is going, because he will give him the full detail what is in the ground. You cannot sit here in Abuja and you give a detail. So for me, giving another retired general or no, what we need is to secure Nigeria and to give the result. And if you watch very well, the new Ribadu, all the EFCC from beginning is the only person who comes successfully. He's the only person who goes out successfully. Because Waziri did not go out successfully, Lamor did not go out successfully, Magu did not go successfully, the present one now, they are still under investigation. So he's the only person who went out clearly without having anything. And if you meet with him, the way you know this person is to able to handle it. I happen to know him very well. And even the president, being as a member, full member of APC, me, I advise him, say, this time around, try another set. Try police. Let us see. So that we can know where we are. You cannot continue. What you need is result. So when you don't have that luck, 774 local government, you have to have your reporters every morning. During Abacha, that's what we used to do. Before 12 o'clock, Mustafa have already getting the result, and then with that why you see during Abacha, there's no way all that attack will happen, because before that you have already having the report. So if you don't have those people in the local government, because the more you stay in the state, you can get a report. They want that each local government you have a report, and those reports they will be sending you all. Now is technology. That time we don't have a handset. They will go to a phone, they will buy a card, a unit, and they will tell you this is what happened, and they will send a security immediately on alert. They will be on standby already preparing for those, because they know this is what is going to happen. You know, those communities, they know everything. Then now, the president might advise that we should go back to those chieftains, because now if you go to all these France colonies, area, if you go today, the area where you go, Mango of that place, that is the person who is heading that place, you will know you are coming. And they will carry you, go and see him. You are coming to stay here, what would? They will tell you you are, you will see their police will come, their gendarme will come, they know when you come and when you are going out. But the problem we have in Nigeria, somebody happened to from immigration enter, that's all. Nobody can know where he is. So, but the best way now is the police.
So now let's begin to look at what's new. We need new approach to the current security challenges we are having. Good enough in less than that the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu not really had that so much attacks that were there before. Now probably maybe they are still strategizing to see how they can match up with what the president has on ground. But are there new ideas you think the Ribadu should be coming in with to tackle the current security challenges we have? Or is it going to be the same routine of sitting in Abuja and then you get report from state? Just like you mentioned, the former NSA did not actually visit the theater of war to get first-hand information. So what are the new ideas you think Ribadu will bring in on ground to tackle insecurity?
Ribadu is a person that if he doesn't have anything, he will take a phone and he will call you. What do you see? Where do we go from this place to this place? What do you see? Because when you know all this security, the more you doesn't have a lock, you cannot get the security right. That lock means by 12 o'clock you will have your report from the whole 774 local government. If you get that report, that is, you will assess it now. Where do we have anything? Because those people, local people, you just buy them a bike. They can use it, go anywhere. But when you stay here, spending the money here, calling press conference, speaking grammar, it is not grammar we need. Me, I'm assured, Ribadu will make a good move. Because in the EFCC, he proved it, we see. And I know, while he was even a police, he performed better. Even in Lagos. I happened to be in Lagos that time. He performed better. And he's very honest, he's very humble, and he's ready to do the job. What we need is delivery, and I know he will deliver. I am assured. I'm assured. And the president is a person that he take advice. All these service chiefs, before they come, he call us, we sit. Everybody brings his opinion. I tell him this is what I want. Even the new Ribadu, before he come, there's a general they brought. I asked him, no, this one is the best. That general should go for break.
All right, let me take you, Mohammed, on the same question. What should we be expecting as new approach to insecurity with the coming of Ribadu, just like you mentioned? We need to have a different approach, not having someone waiting to be briefed at all times, which I know is supposed to, it's also in line with the operation of the military, that you must be briefed of happenings around you. But are there new approaches we are expecting in this new regime?
Yes. As we all know now, we have technology, and you can see technology. The success of America and any other first world around the world is not that it is a physical or kinetic approach to security. Mostly it is technology. No technology, no security. Just as my senior colleague just spoke on the issue of efficiency and reportage of any activity going on within the 774 local government in Nigeria. It is a very good time, it is a high time for the security in the new redesign of Nigeria security architecture. That should be there. Numbers of what we have, get 1 or 2 people and give the report to the state. From the state, the collation continue. Then 24/7, there will be security everywhere in the country. What is our security problem? Internal security. We don't have any foreign threat. And who is the number one head of the internal security? It is the police. Sistered by other agencies. The DIA is there. The NIA, which is external, is there. SSSS is there. DMI, military intelligence, and other services, intelligence services within. So you can see we are lost. We are lost for a very long time. And then the police choice is a very, very good one because police head the internal security. So we expect better result because...
What about synergy? Because we keep saying the police is the best, police is the best. What about synergy with other security agencies? How will he begin to harmonize that? Because I've been to Fara where some security experts will always tell you that there's always this lockerhead between different police, different security agencies in terms of giving accurate reports.
You see, there is Intelligent Committee Council. This committee council comprises of the police and all sister security agents. So in this, for everything, they need to close ranks for more efficiency. They need to close ranks for more efficiency. The problem they are having is just a rivalry between the agencies. This one felt is more superior than the other. But if they close ranks, there will be cohesion, and the process of securing Nigeria will be as easy, cheap, and Nigeria will be free crime country. We have achieved this so many times ago, but just in recent time, we just get ourselves missing from the track, and to retract now is the process we are.
All right, as we wrap up these very segments, the service chiefs are yet to meet with the president since after their appointment. What do you think the president will be telling them as soon as he's meeting with them in terms of moving ahead with tackling the national security issues?
I happen to know all of them, all the service chiefs. That is three of them: Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, and Chief of Naval Staff. And all of them were with them in Liberia, including the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa. They are perfectly good. That is the truth. It's the commander that can go attack, not to give you ammunition and issue ammunition. Is the commander that can go attack whomever it is. While he was in Kaduna, you see how he's attacking bandits. To the extent, the army asked him to stop. They wanted to even suspend him and put him because why must he go attack? So thank God now he become as a chief of army staff. We expect the president will tell him, because he always said, the last one when he called him, he said, you must secure this country. That is why I put you there. That is his word. And the president we have is not a president that you would tell somebody to tell him. He will see you, tell you, and he will see what you are performing. He is a president that when you have any result, you tell him, this is what it is. He always take action. But in a situation where a president will tell him something, because he has some other people who will tell him again, he will not listen to him. But this president is not like this. Before now, I asked him, I said, you ask me, I don't need any position. These people should be changed. Bring another set who are capable to do this job, who will know can do it. You know them, I say yes. This is their list. And I know I tell them, hold me responsible. Those sets they bring. I know what we need is unity, to cooperate with everybody. And I know those people, they are perfectly okay. They are not people that show themselves they are Musoso person. No. You will, the ladder Christopher Musa, you see him playing drum with the same thing with that Logoja, the same thing with the Chief of Air Staff, the same thing with Navy. I am sure the same thing with the new Ribadu. They will be, in fact, this will be the best set that we have so far in Nigeria.
I must thank you so much, gentlemen, for being on the program this morning. From my far right, Mohammed Bikarim is an analyst and a regular guest with us also this morning. Very good morning to you again, and
thank you very much.
Program.
Thank you.
Gololo also, thank you so much for coming to the program this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.